All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are going to walk through a power guide for completely transforming your professional presence on LinkedIn. We're gonna unlock exactly how you can use AI to build a profile that doesn't just sit there, but actually goes to work for you. And it all starts with a story that, honestly, you're not gonna believe. Just imagine this for a second. You are the top candidate for a dream job. You totally crush the interview, you know you've got it in the bag, and then you get rejected. When you ask why, you get this exact response. This is a true story, by the way. A fantastic candidate was turned down solely because her LinkedIn profile was basically empty. That's how high the stakes are right now. It's crazy. So that story really makes you think, doesn't it? It brings us to this really crucial question you have to ask yourself. Right now, is your profile silently closing doors to opportunities you don't even know are out there? It's kind of a scary thought, but it's one we've got to face head on. Okay, so first things first, let's really get into why your profile matters so much. Because in today's world, it's not just some online resume, it's the digital gatekeeper to your entire professional life. And here's something you might not realize. Think about the sheer power of LinkedIn's SEO. When someone Googles your name after meeting you, your LinkedIn profile is almost always going to be one of the top 3 results they see. Sometimes it even ranks higher than your own company's website. So for all intents and purposes, that is your first impression. And where are all these first impressions happening? Well, on a platform with over 1 billion members. LinkedIn isn't just a professional network anymore, it's the professional network. The scale is just massive, and you have got to find a way to stand out. So how do we fix this whole thing? Well, we bring in the first responder, artificial intelligence. We're going to use AI to run a really powerful deep dive audit of your entire digital presence. Now, don't get intimidated by the term AI. Don't think of it as some complex tech you have to become an expert in. No, just think of it as your personal brand consultant. On demand, 24/7, it's ready to give you a totally unbiased, super thorough analysis of how you actually look to the rest of the world online. It's that clear-eyed view that, let's be honest, we can almost never get for ourselves. And the process itself, it's incredibly simple. It really just breaks down into 3 easy steps. First, you're going to use what I call the CSI agent prompt. You literally ask your AI tool to act like a CSI agent and find everything about you on the internet. This forces a really deep search. Second, you follow that up with the LinkedIn expert prompt, asking it to analyze your profile and tell you exactly where you can improve. And then, step 3, this is crucial, you upload your assets. Give it your LinkedIn profile as a PDF, your resume, your bio, all the raw materials it needs to give you a truly comprehensive review. Okay, so our AI audit is done, we've got our diagnosis. Now it's time to move on to the treatment plan. This is where we get our hands dirty and rebuild the core parts of your profile to make it an absolute magnet for opportunities. Let's start with your headline because it follows you everywhere on LinkedIn. A generic title like principal at a business, that tells me absolutely nothing. But look at the after. Principal, driving growth for Fortune 100 companies. See, this is a value-driven headline. It immediately tells me who you are, who you help, and what your secret sauce is. That's the goal. All right, next up, the About section. Forget staring at a blank screen. Just use this fantastic framework from personal branding expert William Arruda. You just have to hit these 5 points. Your victories, your key accomplishments, the validation, that's the numbers and testimonials that prove you're legit, your superpowers, what you do better than anyone else, your values, what actually drives you, and finally, the verbs, a little personal detail that makes you human. Because remember, people connect with people, not with job titles. So how long should it be? I get this question all the time, and there's a really simple rule. It needs to be as long as it is interesting. Your goal here isn't word count. It's about telling a story so compelling that someone just has to stop the scroll and read every last word. You want them to feel like they're reading your whole story in one sitting. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and underused pieces of real estate on your whole profile, the featured section. You need to think of this as your personal billboard. You control what goes here. Pin your top 3 most important articles, posts, or case studies to immediately show visitors exactly what you want them to see. You control the narrative. Okay, this is absolutely crucial, so listen up. The game has changed. Recruiters and the LinkedIn algorithm itself are searching more and more by skills, not just by job titles. So if your profile isn't packed with the right skills, in your About section, your experience, and the skills section itself, you're basically becoming invisible to these searches. So once your profile is optimized with a great story and all the right skills, how do you get people to actually see it?
Well, that's where the dynamic part comes in. We've polished the profile. Now it's time to start creating content that actually converts those viewers into real, meaningful connections.
So, what do you think it is? What's the single most overlooked yet maybe the most powerful type of content on LinkedIn? I bet it's not what you're thinking.
It's this: over 5,000 impressions. Now, that number didn't come from some viral article or a fancy video. It came from a single strategic comment on someone else's post. That's right, a comment.
And this brings us to probably the most important takeaway for your strategy. Comments are content. Every single thoughtful comment you leave is a mini post. It's an opportunity to show off your expertise, get in front of totally new audiences, and drive all that traffic back to your newly polished profile. It absolutely counts. Now, when you do create your own posts, don't overthink it. Just use a simple framework like this one. Start with a story or a hook to stop the scroll. Provide a clear lesson or some kind of valuable insight. Call your audience to a specific action. And always, always include a compelling visual to grab their attention in the first place. And speaking of visuals, what's actually winning on the platform right now? The data here is really fascinating. While you hear everyone talking about video, native in-feed video actually gets some of the lowest reach. The surprising winner? Document posts. Things like carousels or PDFs. They're getting incredible reach right now. And look, this isn't just a theory. Here's a peek at my own post performance. My video post, lowest engagement. The image post, it did okay, medium. But the document post, where I just repurposed a Q&A from a webinar, it had the highest engagement by a mile. The data does not lie. So after all of this, what's the prognosis? What's the future look like? Well, I'd say it's incredibly positive. By taking these steps, you can literally take control and actively shape the future of your professional brand. So here it is, your Power Up plan, boiled down to 3 essential actions. First, audit your presence with AI to get that clear, honest baseline. Second, focus on attraction. Rebuild your profile to be that compelling story, that magnet. And third, convert all that attention with a smart content strategy that prioritizes comments and document posts. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. Your LinkedIn profile is your digital representative. It's out there working for you 24/7, whether you're paying attention to it or not. So the only real question left is, what story are you going to empower your profile to tell?